Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. We're starting Wisdom of Solomon 14:8. It says, "But that which is made with hands is cursed, as well it as he that made it. He because he made it, and it because being corruptible, it was called the Most High." All right, and of course, this is talking about the idolatry. All right, all these idols that are created, that have been created, from, then until now. All right, and 2/3 of our people, all right, the nation of Israel, got a real problem, with serving other gods, giving, glory unto these idols. All right, whether it be in the vein of religion, or, they even worship, other people have become, idols. You have that saying in the world, this person or that person is my idol. They worship these people. They want to be like these people. They emulate these people. Right. And, take all the glory away from Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, who is the true and living power. All right. Excuse me, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Onto the tribes, which make up you Negroes, Latinos, Natives. All right. Seminole Indian, Mexican. I'll put the sign up for this video. All right, but all of that is wickedness. All right, it's just a curse unto you. But that which is made with hands is cursed, as well as it as he that made it. All right, so the idol is cursed. The idol is of no value, just as the man that created the idol. All right, it's of no value. It's no power in it, as I'm going to get into in this video. Those, gods, idols that you're calling upon have no power in them. All right, whether it be, Jesus that you're calling on. All right, all these idols, man, I can't even, think of them or run down that long of a list. But, everything that our people worship outside of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai is a curse unto him. And in the end, that's going to be your confusion. When you calling on these idols and nothing is happening, when all hell break loose, when you go and call on, your go-to idol, which, Jesus, has our people in a chokehold. All right, you're not doing nothing but angering the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, when you call on these idols. All right, this is Habakkuk 2:18. "What profiteth the graven image that the maker thereof have graven it, the molten image, and a teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusteth therein, to make dumb idols." All right, dumb idols, meaning they have no life in them. It's just a piece of wood, a piece of gold, metal, silver, whatever it's made out of, it's just that. If it's an idol made out of a rock, it's nothing more than a rock. But these people wholeheartedly trust and believe in these things. It says, "Woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it. It's not alive." That's Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai is the true and living power. All right, all these things that, these molten images, these things that people make, or these people that you believe in, it's just mere idols. No power in it. Nothing's going to help you. Nothing's going to save you. Nothing's going to bring forth any prosperity. Nothing. You worshiping something that has no life in it. Psalms 115:4. Their idols are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Noses have they, but they smell not. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Neither speak they through their throat. They that make them are like unto them. So is everyone that trusteth in them. So, these idols are made in a likeness, of many things, but, the idols that are made in a likeness of man, they have no power, no senses, as it's saying, they mouths, but they can't speak. They have eyes, but they can't see. Ears, they can't hear. Noses, they can't smell. Hands, they can't handle nothing. Feet, they can't move. They have a mouth, but they can't speak. It's just a statue. And nothing more than that. A dumb idol. They that make them are like unto him. A dummy. You believe in scripture's gonna get into that, but you believe in a piece of wood, the same wood that you kindle a fire with. The same wood that your door is made out of, or your kitchen cabinet is made out of, you think it's a god. And you people who's gonna pay for that. You Israelites. Because you are once again like wholeheartedly, worshiping these things, man. And that's a major offense to the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the true and living power. That's a major offense. That's the first thing Yahweh Bashem Yahushua told the Israelites as it pertains to the commandments. Don't have no God before me. But Jake is in the churches. They have these things in their homes, worshiping them as if, there's some power within it. It's just a dumb idol, man. You can kick it over, spit on it, piss on it. It ain't gonna do nothing. Isaiah 44:6. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts. I am the first, and I am the last, and besides me, there is no power. There is no power besides Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It's no, like council or committee of gods like it's Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the God of the Israelites. Then you got, let's say Buddha. I think Buddha is like an East Indian idol. And then he's up there. And then there's a round table where Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is the one and only power. There is no God beside him. He's not up there, having counsel with other powers. No, it's just him. That's why the scriptures say, one of the titles of the Heavenly Father is the Ancient of Days. Came before all. So everything else that you see that's considered a god or something that's being worshipped is just the work of man's hands, the vain thoughts of man. It says, and who, as I, shall call and shall declare it and set it in order for me, since I appointed the ancient people. and the things that are coming and shall come, let them show unto them. It says, fear ye not, neither be afraid. Have I not told thee from that time, and have declared it? Ye are even my witnesses. Is there a God besides me? Yea, there is no God. I know not any. All right. They that make a graven image are all of them vanity, and their delectable things shall not profit. And they are their own witnesses. They see not, nor know, that they may be ashamed. Who have formed a god or a molten graven image that is profitable for nothing. Behold, all his fellows shall be ashamed, and the workmen, they are of men. Let them all be gathered together, let them stand up. Yet they shall fear, and they shall be ashamed altogether. Because you know these false idols is going to be your shame. Right? Because they're not profitable. Nothing comes of it. It says, this is Isaiah 44:12. The smith with the tongs both worketh in the coals, and fashioneth it with hammers, and worketh it with the strength of his arms. Yet he is hungry, and his strength faileth. He drinketh no water, and is faint. The carpenter stretch out his rule, he marketh it out with a line, he fitteth it with planes, and he marketh it out with the compass, and maketh it after the figure of man, according to the beauty of man, that it may remain in the house. All right, so this is just going into the fact that all the things that you use, all right, to create these idols, or just that, is just whatever it's made out of, man. All right, and it comes from the mind of man. It says, he heweth him down cedars, and taketh cypress and the oak, which he strengtheneth for himself among the trees of the forest. He planteth an ash, and the rain do nourish it. Then shall it be for a man to burn, for he will take thereof and warm himself. So just like I said earlier, man, that same wood that you have chopped down, and maybe a high value of wood, or a nice cut. All right, that same wood a man throw in the damn furnace, or in a fireplace to make the house warm. So how is what you made out of the wood, the image that you made out of that wood, have any power? That same material you burning to warm your house. It says, yeah, he kindleth it and baketh bread. Yeah, he maketh a god and worship it. He maketh it a graven image and falleth down thereunto. All right, so the same thing that you not so much using wood these days, but how you would roast something on an open fire. All right, that same material that you use to make the god or the idol that you bow down and worship is the same shit that you warm in your house with, that you using to kindle a fire to cook food. It's just wood, man. It says, is verse 16, Isaiah 44:16. He burneth part thereof in the fire, with part thereof he eateth flesh. He roasteth roast, and is satisfied. Yea, he warmeth himself, and saith, Aha, I am warm, I have seen fire. And the residue thereof he maketh for God, even his graven image. He falleth down unto it, and worship it, and prayeth unto it, and saith, Deliver me, for thou art my power. All right, so that same piece of wood couldn't deliver itself from being chopped down. When you needed the piece of wood to warm yourself. If you want to imagine being out in like a camping situation, That same wood that you use to warm yourself, it couldn't stop you from throwing it in the damn fire. But it's going to help you. It's going to save you just because you molded it and chopped it, sculpted it into a, whatever have you, whether it be a person, an animal, whatever you sculpted it, that piece of wood into, that's going to save you. Once again, the same piece of wood couldn't save itself from being thrown into the fire, but it's going to save you. This shit is comical, man. Verse 18, they have not known nor understood, for he have shut their eyes, that they cannot see, and their hearts, that they cannot understand. And none considereth in his heart, neither is there knowledge nor understanding to say, I have burned part of it in the fire. Yea, also I have baked bread upon the coals thereof. I have roasted flesh and eaten it. And shall I make the residue thereof an abomination? Shall I fall down to the stock of a tree? Because it's just damn wood, man. But this is not being considered. Because if you say that amongst the people that worship it, they'll think you being blasphemous, as they say, to their power, man. Or what they believe to be their power. But you're not considering that it's just a piece of wood, man. This is the Most High taking the understanding from these people. So this is a letter of Jeremiah. I'm still at verse 5. It says, beware, therefore, that ye in no wise be like to strangers, neither be ye and of them, when ye see the multitude before them and behind them worshiping them. But say ye in your hearts, O Lord, we must worship thee. For my angel is with you, and I myself caring for your souls. As for their tongue, it is polished by the workmen, and they themselves are gilded and laid over with silver, yet are they but false and cannot speak, because it doesn't have any spirit within it. All right. And taking gold as it were for a virgin that loveth to go gay, they make crowns for the heads of their gods. All right. They decorate them. You've seen these things. Roman Catholic Church. They got all the idols and pretty windows, and they just make up the place to make it look. I guess you would say, to make it look beautiful. With the things that the Most High Himself have created anyway. Sometimes also the priests convey from their gods gold and silver and bestow it upon themselves. So that same gold and silver, the priests take it off the damn idol, man, and wear it themselves. Whether it be, gold chains, rings, earrings, rubies, whatever they put on these idols to make them pleasing to the eye, it can just be, taken off of it and, as it says, bestowed upon themselves. Because it ain't like the idol gonna say shit. Ain't like you gonna do something for you taking his chain off or whatever, whatever is to be taken off of it, It says, yeah, they will give thereof to the common harlots. So they, take the idol. They take the gold, let's say, off of the idol and give it to a harlot, man. And deck them as men with garments, being gods of silver and gods of gold and wood. It says, yet cannot these gods save themselves from rust and moth, though they be covered with purple raiment. Right? Just like in Jeremiah, in Isaiah 44, it's talking about, the wood. can't save yourself from being thrown in the fire. It's the same thing with these guys made of gold or whatever, whatever precious metal or precious material. You know, they rust, and moth. They rust, got all type of bugs on them. They can't swat a fly, man. It says they wipe their faces because of the dust of the temple when there is much upon them. What type of God or what type of, any powerful being needs you to wipe their damn face? And they get all that dust on them. A false idol. And he that cannot put to death one that offendeth him holdeth a scepter, as though he were a judge of the country. All right? So these idols can't give life, can't put anybody to death. But you seen that like the ancient Egypt idols. I don't know the various names of them, but I've seen like a big idol with what I believe to be like a wolf head or some shit like that, with a big ass scepter, man. But it ain't like he can do nothing with it. He's just an idol. Verse 15, he hath also in his right hand a dagger and an axe, but cannot deliver himself from war and thieves. Those Egyptian idols popping in my head, when they raid the tombs, them idols can't do anything. You just snatch whatever you want off of them. Whereby they are known not to be gods, therefore fear them not. For like as a vessel that a man useth is nothing worth when it is broken, even so is with their gods. When they be set up in the temple, their eyes be full of dust through the feet of them that come in. So people that come in kick up dust, and it get on and it gets on their idols, man. It has no power at all. So I was likened to a vessel. Imagine a bowl. You in the kitchen and you drop a bowl, and once it break it, it's no use for it. Same thing with these false idols. And as the doors are made sure on every side upon him that offendeth the king, as being committed to suffer death, even so the priests make fast their temples with doors, with locks and bars, lest their gods be spoiled with robbers. If them idols had any power, while you don't need no locks, you know what I'm saying, no bars, no doors. It's supposed to be a god, right? It's supposed to be something worth worshiping. So why do you have to, protect it? Why can't he protect himself? Because there's no power in it. They light them candles, more than for themselves, whereof they cannot see one. They are as one of the beams of the temple, yet they say their heart are gnawed upon by things creeping out of the earth. And when they eat them and their clothes, they feel it not, because it's just a piece of whatever it's made out of. You got beetles and spiders and roaches and all that type of shit crawling on it and eating on it. And it just sit there because there's no power in it. But these people, wholeheartedly worship these things. It says, this is verse 21. Their faces are black through the smoke that cometh out of the temple. Upon their bodies and heads sit bats, swallows, birds, and cats also. By this ye may know that they are no gods, therefore fear them not. Fear them not, respect them not. These people really, try to get at you if you when you tell them these things. That they little, how people got their little personal Jesus, the little mini Jesus on them. That shit don't mean shit, man. It can't save you from nothing. Notwithstanding the gold that is about them to make them beautiful, except they wipe off the rust, they will not shine, for neither when they were molten did they feel it. The things wherein there is no breath are bought for the most high price. They are borne upon shoulders, having no feet, whereby they can declare unto man that they be nothing worth. Even like if you think of the construction of a place that got them idols in it, they got to use all type of, like, let's say it's a big ass idol. They got to use all type of machinery and cranes and shit to get it in there. But if it's a God, why can't it just, I'm going to sit right here. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to put my, so-called throne or whatever it's sitting upon, put it over there. That's where I'm going to sit. It's, having to be carried, and the idol has no say-so of what's around it. It's just an idol, man. Just a piece of whatever it's made of. They also that serve them are ashamed, for if they fall to the ground at any time, they cannot rise up again themselves. Neither, if one set them upright, can they move themselves. Neither, if they be bowed down, can they make themselves straight. But they set gifts before them as unto dead men. Is no power in these idols, man. If it fall down, it can't get up. If the idol is bowed down, let's say, they're positioned to be bowed down, you have to straighten it back up yourself. These are things that a mere human can do. If you bow down, you can stand up. If you fall down, depending on how severely, let's say you just trip and fall, you get up. But these things that are being worshipped, these worthless pieces of whatever they made of that's being worshipped, can't do the same. As for the things that are sacrificed unto them, their priests sell and abuse. In like manner, their wives lay up part thereof in salt, but unto the poor and impotent they give nothing. Menstruous women and women in childbed eat their sacrifices. By these things you may know that they are no gods. Fear them not. Verse 30, this is the letter of Jeremiah, verse 30. For how can they be called gods? Because women set meat before the gods of silver, gold, and wood. And the priests sit in their temples, having their clothes rent, and their heads and beards shaven, and nothing upon their heads. They roar and cry before their gods as men do at a feast when one is dead. The priests also take off their garments and clothe their wives and children. Whether it be evil that one doeth unto them or good, they are not able to recompense it. They can neither set up a king nor put him down. All right, the scripture said the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. The Most High, whoever the ruler is at the time, whether it be, a nation or, said ruler over that nation, the Most High has put them in place. These idols don't do nothing. They just taking up space in the room, man. It's just something to look at. It's no different than a damn picture. Like some people have pictures in their house. Whether it be, personal pictures or artwork that they've gotten. It's just for people to look at when they come in their house. No life in it. It says, in like manner, they can neither give riches nor money. Though a man make a vow unto them and keep it not, they will not require it. Right? The scriptures warn you against that as far as dealing with the true and living power of Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua, you don't make no vow to the Most High if you're not going to keep it. Be better off that you not make the vow. All right, the scripture says it's nothing for the Most High to make a poor man rich. All right, but these idols, in like manner, they can neither give nor riches, pardon me, they can neither give riches nor money. Though a man make a vow unto them and keep it not, they will not require it. They can't do nothing. It says they can save no man from death. All right, scripture say the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, he killeth and maketh alive. You know, they can save no man from death, neither deliver the weak from the mighty. You know, and this is what we waiting for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to do, the true and living power. You know, us being weaker, you know, carnally, of course, than our adversary Esau. He's going to deliver the elect, first and foremost, but ultimately the whole nation. These idols can't do that. And you see, you've been praying to them idols all this time and ain't nothing changed in your life. You've been asking Jesus to save you, you know, from what? What can that idol do? All right. They cannot restore a blind man to his sight, nor help any man in distress. They can show no mercy to the widow, nor do good to the fatherless. They're gods of wood, and which are overlaid with gold and silver, or like the stones that be hewn out of a mountain. They that worship them shall be confounded. It's just a damn rock, man, or whatever material that it's made out of. That's all it is. How should a man then think and say that they are gods, when even the Chaldeans themselves dishonor them? Whatsoever is done among them is false. How may it be? How may it then be thought or said that they are gods? They are made of carpenters and goldsmiths, regular people. They can be nothing else than the workmen will have them to be. So even when, as they're being molded and created, these idols can't say, you know, well, you know, make me a little bit taller. You only put, you know, one chain on my neck. Let me get a couple more. Put some more jewelry on me. Tilt my crown to the left or something like that. Ain't nothing more than what the imagination, you know, of, you know, wicked nigga that make them, you know, wants them to be. Says, and they themselves that made them can never continue long. How should then the things that are made of them be gods? You know, because these people who create these idols and mold them and all that, they come and go. So if it's any power within it, you know, how is it made by a mere mortal that dies? The damn idol lived longer than the fucking, pardon me, lived longer than the person that made it. It says, for they left lies and reproaches to them that come after. Yeah. For when there cometh any war or plague upon them, the priests consult with themselves, where they may be hidden with them. So, you know, idol, if let's say somebody breaks into, you know, whatever this thing, let's say a church, you know, the only way that the idol can be protected is by man. But it's being worshipped as if it's a god. How then cannot men perceive that they be no gods, which can neither save themselves from war nor from plague? For seeing they be but of wood and overlaid with silver and gold, it shall be known hereafter that that they are false. And it shall manifestly appear to all nations and kings that they are no gods, but the works of men's hands, and that there is no work of God in them. Who then may know? Who then may not know that they are no gods? All right, this is skipping to verse 55. Whereupon, when fire falleth upon the house of gods of wood, or laid over with gold and silver, their priests will flee away and escape, but they themselves shall be burned asunder like beams. All right, so going back to the visual of a church, if the roof catch on fire and start to cave in, everybody gonna scatter. But the so-called gods, gonna be left there to burn because there's no power in them. Moreover, they cannot withstand any king or enemies. How can it then be thought or said that they be gods? Neither are those gods of wood and laid over with silver or gold able to escape either from thieves or robbers, whose gold and silver and garments wherewith they are clothed, they that are strong take and go away withal. Neither are they able to help themselves. So a mere man can, come and rob your God. Come and, strip him naked, take all the gold or, everything that you decked him with. It says, therefore it is better to be a king that showeth his power, or else a profitable vessel in a house, which the owner shall have use of, than such false gods. So these false gods are lower than a bowl in your house. At least you use the bowl for a reason. You eat out of it. Them gods are less than a cabinet, a stove. These are things that you actually can use. I wouldn't say they have power, but they have a purpose. A plate, a silverware, damn refrigerator. At least these things are useful, which the owner should house there, or to be a door in a house. Yeah, at least the door, you can lock the door, keep from people coming in. Your gods that you worship is not even worth a damn door in a house, man. All right. To keep such things therein than such false gods, or a pillar of wood in a palace than such false gods. All right, so skipping to verse 65. Knowing therefore that they are no gods, fear them not, for they can neither curse nor bless kings, neither can they show signs in the heavens among the heathen, nor shine as the sun, nor give light as the moon. The beasts are better than they, for they can get under a cover and help themselves. Yeah, like if an animal, if it's raining, let's say you're talking about one of these idols that's outside. If it's raining, the damn idol just get rained on. A dog know to go get under something. It's smart enough or has enough power within itself, was given enough sense by the Most High to go find shelter. Whereas, your idol just get rained on. It says, it is then by no means manifest unto us that they are gods, therefore fear them not. For a scarecrow in a garden of cucumbers keepeth nothing. So are their gods of wood and laid over with silver and gold. Yeah, because them crows, if you think about a scarecrow, man, them crows just land on the shit, peck at it, rip its clothes, So that's basically what your idol is, man. All right. So, back to Wisdom of Solomon 14:8, but that which is made with hands is cursed as well as he that made it. He because he made it, and it because being corruptible, it was called God. All right. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto the Most High. But that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. So all you people that's constructing idols, are you going to get punished for that? Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of God, they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men and a snare to the feet of the unwise. And these people that create these idols, there's nothing more than stumbling blocks. You know, specifically talking about amongst the nation of Israel to keep them away from Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shire, to make them think they have another option. Because you nations, you don't have a God. So, it's expected for you to do some dumb shit. But the Israelites, you Negro, Latino, Native, Seminole, everybody on the sign, the 12 tribes sign is a stumbling block and a snare to the feet of the unwise. Excuse me. It says, for the devising, this is Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them, the corruption of life. All right. So the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, likened us into a fervent lover, likened us into say he's married unto us, pardon me. All right. So that fornication being, parallel or synonymous with adultery. All right. That's all that idol is you committing adultery. On the Most High, if you're an Israelite, you committing adultery, spiritual fornication, right, and becoming corrupt. Romans 1 and 22, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools and changed the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like to corruptible man and birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Because all it is like, when you look at these idols, it's just shit that people see on the earth that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai created, right, and making it a god. So you'll have a big ass fish god, where the Most High created all the fish. You have a bird, like you say, creeping things, four-footed beasts, right, that you were somehow, convinced has power within it. I'm speaking on the people that create these idols or build these idols. You are the architect. So if you are the architect, how does something that you have built have godly like power when you built it? If you understand what I'm saying. Romans 1 and 25, who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. You people worship the creature more than the creator, and specifically, you had these dumb idols. That's the topic. But, even man himself, people worship man. Usually because a nigga got some money. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. This is going down in this place. All your idols, pardon me, all your idols that you created is gonna get burned with this place, because ain't gonna be no idols on the world, in the kingdom to come, unless you just begging to get punished for that. Ain't gonna be no secret grove, no place that you gonna go and worship you light some candles and worship your little Jesus. No, ain't gonna be none of that. So, these idols have but a short time to live anyway. For by the vain glory, this is Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 14. For by the vain glory of men they enter into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end. You ain't got a lot of time left, because it was just the vain glory of men that brought you into the world any damn way. All right. Wisdom of Solomon 15 and 4. For neither did the mischievous invention of men deceive us, nor an image spotted with diverse colors, the painter's fruitless labor, the sight whereof enticeth fools to lust after it, and so they desire the form of a dead image that had no breath. That's your idols. Because you got to be a fool to be enticed by that, man. It's just, like it mentions diverse colors. It's just something that's created to be pleasing unto the eye. And it being so pleasing unto the eye of these people that worship it, you can tell them it's something else. So, you marvel at it. Yeah, this is a god. This is, which we know is an idol. All right, that's why you got all those pictures of Jesus. People worship him. They, colorful pictures. Many depictions. And these people worship this thing, this evil image. Wisdom of Solomon 15:6. Both they that make them, they that desire them, and they that worship them are lovers of evil things, and are worthy to have such things to trust upon. All right? You love evil things, so the idol is evil, and you evil. For the potter, tempering soft earth, fashioneth every vessel with much labor for our service. Yea, of the same clay he maketh both the vessels that serve for clean uses, and likewise also all that serve to the contrary. But what is the use of either sort? The potter judgeth himself. So whether the pot, let's say the gold, it's like the idol is made out of gold. You can make a gold fork out of that shit. You can make, whatever you make out of gold, some gold teeth in your mouth. Gold, you got a chains on, a little watch, little earrings, whatever. If the idol made out of shit, I don't even know what it, like a bowl. Let's say you had a wooden bowl. That same, you eating some damn rice and some chicken out of that shit. But you've convinced yourself that that same material that was just fashioned in another way is somehow a god. You're an idiot. Verse 15, Wisdom of Solomon 15, Wisdom of Solomon 15:8. And employing his labors lewdly, he maketh a vain god of the same clay, even he which a little before was made of the earth himself, and within a little while after returneth to the same. Out when his life, which was lent to him, shall be demanded. He, the true and living power, put the spirit within your ass. But, you on the earth creating things to be substituted for the true and living power that put the spirit within you. Notwithstanding, his care is not that he shall have much labor, nor that his life is short, but striveth to excel goldsmiths and silversmiths, and endeavoreth to do like the workers in brass, and counteth it his glory to make counterfeit things. So it could be like a competition amongst these folks to make, like that's why so many different idols made so many different ways. People marvel at them. You'll have a, damn Jesus idol made of rock. Then the next one make it a silver. And the next one make a gold one. His heart is ashes. His hope is more vile than the earth, and his life of less value than clay. For as it's like, one second, it's down. All right. For as much, verse 11. For as much as he knew not his maker, and him that inspired into him an active soul, and breathed in a living spirit. but they counted our life a pastime, and our time here a market for gain. For say they, we must be getting every way, though it be by evil means. Because it's a market for that idol shit, because so many people believe in those false idols. So if you got not necessarily a factory, but you have some way to produce many idols, you'll make money off that shit. So many people buy it and buy into it. Verse 13, for this man that of earthly matter maketh brittle vessels and graven images, nor of himself to offend above all. It's a very offensive thing, especially if you're an Israelite doing that shit. The nations, they don't have no God, man. They gonna try to find little ways to deceive themselves into thinking they're more than just them, the nations, heathen nations. But you Israelites that do this shit, it's highly offensive, man. That's why, hey, when we came out of ancient Egypt, them niggas made that golden calf. Most High was pissed off. He was about to kill the whole nation. I ain't gonna go get it, but he was about to put the whole nation to death. He told Moses, look, I'm just gonna start over with you. That shit offensive. I'm talking about the Most High himself, Yahweh Bashim Shai. I just got us out of ancient Egypt, out of the house of bondage, did all kind of miracles. And just because Moses was, considered to be taking too long to come back down from Mount Sinai, you niggas created a damn golden calf, man. That shit is a slap in the face. Just like, all these idols today. It's just a big slap in the face to Yahweh Bashim Shai. But it's verse 14, and all the enemies of thy people that hold them in subjection are most foolish and are more miserable than very babes. It says, for they counted all the idols of the heathens to be gods, which neither have the use of eyes to see, nor noses to draw breath, nor ears to hear, nor fingers of hands to handle. And as for their feet, they are slow to go. It says, for man made them, and he that borroweth his own spirit fashioneth them. But no man can make a God like unto himself. For being mortal, he worketh for dead things with wicked hands. For he himself is better than the things which he worship, whereas he lived once, but they never. So you basically, you better than the damn idol, man, that you worship. At least you can, barring any physical defects, you can run, jump, hop, skip, you breathe, taste, see, all that shit. But you worshiping something that can do none of that. So that's a wicked spirit, man. This is a dummy, man. Yeah, they worship those beasts also that are most hateful. For being compared together, some are worse than others. Neither are they beautiful, so much as to be desired and respect of beast, but they went without the praise of the Most High and his blessing. All right. So once again, these idols is just pieces of wood and shit, man. All right. You gotta be crazy to damn worship that shit, man. And the biggest idol, all right, as I'm gonna get into, Jesus, you know, is, a really big stumbling block for our people, man. This Wisdom of Solomon 14, going back to chapter 14, verse 15. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he had made an image of his child soon taken away, now honored him as a God, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies, and sacrifices. All right. Rodrigo Borgia, the father of Caesar Borgia, which that image that you know as Jesus is just Caesar Cesare, Caesar Borgia, man. Pope, Rodrigo Borgia being the sixth Pope, Pope Alexander Rodrigo de Borgia is his real name, Borgia, was the head of the Catholic Church and ruler of Papal states. And from 1942 until his death in 1503, Caesar, which is his son, which is that image, that you know of Jesus Christ, is nothing more than a picture of Caesar Borgia. All right. Who, was the son of the Pope, was a Renaissance captain and a ruthless politician, military leader known for his ambition and military prowess. He is famously cited by Niccolo Machiavelli as an example of a new prince in his political treatise, The Prince. Machiavelli, who was a playwright. Caesar Borgia was an illegitimate son of Rodrigo. What else? His rise to power, his father's papacy, if I'm pronouncing that right, allowed him to ascend to position of power, including Duke of Romagna and Captain General of the Church armies. He was a military dude. Speaking on Caesar Borgia, he said he had ruthless ambition and within politics. He was Machiavelli's inspiration, Machiavelli being the playwright or, the author, whatever the fuck. That's about it on that, though. But this is the dude that's, at his death, he escaped prison in Spain and died fighting for Navarre. But this dude, is just a mere man. That's not, the Lord Yahweh Shai. All right. This is the dude that you call Jesus and that all you people was praying to, man. This dude is just a damn demon. He's just another Edomite. For a father afflicted with timely mourning when he had made an image of his child soon taken away, all right, now honored him as a God. He's being honored as a God unto this day, which was then a dead man and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. So when you, doing that, all that Christmas shit, that's just you worshiping this dude. Your granny, she got a picture of this dude in her house. It's just a damn Edomite, man. Caesar Borgia. All right. Wisdom of Solomon 14:16. Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as law. And graven images were worshipped by the commandment of kings. Dude, Rodrigo, all right, made his son the false idol, of what you know as Jesus. I can't remember exactly the artist that painted him. Either Da Vinci or Michelangelo. Pardon me, I can't remember who actually painted that image. But they were just employed to do so. Paint my son as, the son of God, Which they gonna pay for that, man. Of course. But verse 17, Wisdom of Solomon 14:17, whom men could not honor in presence because they dwelt far off. They took the counterfeit of his visage from far, a visage just being a portrait or a picture of someone, and made an express image of a king whom they honor, to the end that by this their frowardness they might flatter him that was absent as if he were present. And yeah, that just goes into the iconoclasm, man. The action of attacking or assertively rejecting cherished beliefs in institutions or established value practices. The rejection or destruction of religious images. All right, that's fine. First Maccabees 3:48, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. There you go, right there. That's what they did. They started painting the likeness of their own image over, the true images, of the men of the Lord, which are Hebrews. So this is how the Edomites, during the Renaissance period, or what you want to call the rebirth period, this is what they done. Start painting their damn images over everything. And you can see this in many cultures. All right. The one that really matters and the one that you're gonna get, effed up for is what you did to the scriptures. But that's why you got Edomites, playing the Egyptians. Or you have the damn Tom Cruise was the last samurai. Or damn, all that shit, man. They put their face on everything. They were everything. They was the Egyptians and the Hebrews in the you know, they believe, well, they have used iconoclasm to put their images on everything to make you believe that they were great. And imagery is very powerful. If you associate, you know, images with anything, that's powerful. So just like the mother camps, that say, Christ, whatever they say, most high, Christ bless, no matter if you say black Jesus or not, the image that's gonna pop in people's head is Caesar Borgia. As soon as you say Jesus, you can't just say, "Oh, he's a black Jesus." Man, that don't work, man. The imagery that's associated with the word Jesus is Caesar Borgia, point blank. Period. You can't change that within people's minds because the image has been, what you call seared into people's mind, man. Or they got that fake ass looking, well, I mean, it's all fake, but they got the Jesus is more dark skinned, but he still got the features of a damn Edomite. So, man, that shit don't matter, man. Uh, Verse 18, also the singular diligence of the artificer did help to set forth the ignorant to more superstition. An artificer being like an artist, a painter. As I mentioned, Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, those were artists at that time. An artificer, a skilled or artistic worker, a craftsman, one that makes or contrives, yeah, you basically a motherfucker that make idols, a crafter, craftsman, hand craftsman, hand worker, you know, and it goes into, you know, Leonardo da Vinci, Warner Salzman, Michelangelo, people who've painted, many artists who have painted this damn idol, Giotto, Giotto di Bondon, Diego Velasquez, Rembrandt, as a list of many people who's drawing this damn idol, man. Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, Pintorico, Antonio di Sangallo, Signorelli, Bramante, as artists of that time, of that Renaissance period. that painted many, images and idolatry images. The picture of Caesar Borgia being the main one. For he is verse 19, for Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 19. For he, peradventure, willing to please one in authority, forced all his skill to make the resemblance of the best fashion. So they were hired, once again, pardon me, I can't remember exactly. It was either Michelangelo or Da Vinci, I believe, but who was hired to paint Caesar Borgia as the image, of the Son of the Most High. And that's a ultimate offense, man. All these idols are offensive, but that's a big offense that they're gonna have to pay for. So the devising of all these idols, the Most High is gonna visit, the idol itself that was created, and also them that created the idol will both be punished. But I ain't gonna hold you. I hope that video is edifying. Shalom.